My name is Daniel Rivers, and I'll never forget the day everything fell apart. It was 8:42 a.m. when the doctor called. "Daniel," he said, "I'm sorry. It's cancer. Stage 3. I sat in my car staring at the steering wheel, feeling like I had just been handed a death sentence. But that wasn't the worst part. That night, I told my wife, Emily. She didn't cry. She didn't hug me. She just stared at the floor. The next morning, I woke up to a text message. I didn't sign up for this. That was it. No goodbye, no explanation, just gone. Little did she know that text would become the beginning of my comeback story. For weeks, I lay in silence. I lost weight. I lost hope. Chemo started, and I lost my hair. But nothing compared to the pain of losing the person who promised to love me, in sickness and in health. I kept hearing her words. I didn't sign up for this. Maybe she didn't, but I sure as hell hadn't signed up to fight cancer alone either. It was in the hospital cafeteria, during a low point, that I met Rachel. She was an oncology nurse who noticed me sitting alone and asked if she could join me. "I've seen your name on the board," she said. "You're tougher than you look." It was the first time someone smiled at me in weeks. From that day forward, Rachel checked on me every shift. She brought me books, snacks, even a puzzle we worked on together between treatments. One day, she taped a note to my IV stand. "You've got more fight in you than cancer has time for." That was the moment I decided I wasn't going to die. Not like this, not bitter, not broken. I started fighting. Hard. I changed my diet, forced myself to walk every day, and wrote letters to myself about the future I still believed I had. And then, after 6 brutal months, my scan came back clear. I cried in the parking lot for 20 minutes straight. Rachel was the first person I called. We went out that night, not as nurse and patient, but as 2 survivors of our own kinds of battles. A year later, Emily showed up unannounced. She looked shocked when she saw me, healthy, confident, smiling. "I didn't think you'd actually make it," she admitted. "I made a mistake." I looked at her and remembered all the nights I cried alone. Then I smiled. "No, Emily," I said. "You made a choice, and so did I." I thanked her for walking away, because it made space for someone who walked in and stayed. Today, I run a small organization called Signed Up Anyway that supports cancer patients abandoned by loved ones. Rachel and I got married under a tree in her grandmother's backyard, and we're expecting our first child next spring. I don't hate Emily. In fact, I hope she finds peace. Because what tried to break me only built me. Stronger, wiser, and full of love I never thought I'd feel again. So to anyone watching this who's been left behind in their darkest hour, don't you dare give up. Sometimes the people who walk away are just making room for the ones who are meant to stay.